What if the reason you feel stuck isn't your fault, but a result of the programming you've unknowingly absorbed your whole life? For most of us, this programming started early. It's not something you chose, and it's not something you're even fully aware of. Yet, it shapes your thoughts, beliefs, and actions every single day, keeping you stuck in a loop that feels impossible to break. This loop is everywhere. It's in the messages you receive from society, the stories you're told about what's possible, and the fears that are passed down to you. It creates a cycle, a default mode of living, where you're constantly reacting to life instead of shaping it. Over time, it becomes easy to believe that this is just how life is, predictable, limiting, and out of your control. But what if it's not? What if this loop is designed not to empower you, but to keep you small, to keep you in fear, doubt, and scarcity, making it harder for you to step into your full potential as a creator of your reality? These beliefs and patterns aren't natural. They're programmed, repeated to you until they feel like truth. The problem is, most of us don't even realize it's happening. The first step to breaking free is understanding that this loop exists. It's not a reflection of your abilities, your worth, or your potential. It's a reflection of the programming you've absorbed. And here's the good news. That programming isn't permanent. Once you see it for what it is, you can begin to dismantle it and replace it with something empowering, something aligned with the life you truly want. This loop doesn't have to define you. You're not here to live a life dictated by fear and limitation. You're here to create something extraordinary. And the first step is to recognize that the loop is not your truth. It's just noise. The moment you choose to question it, to step outside of it, you start to reclaim your power. And that's where the real transformation begins. But what exactly is this loop, and how does it affect you? Let's break it down. The loop is a cycle, a mental and energetic pattern that keeps you operating in the same limited state over and over again. It's not just about repeating actions or routines. It's about the underlying beliefs and emotions driving those actions. These patterns create a reality that feels stagnant, predictable, and disconnected from your true potential. Instead of moving forward or expanding, you find yourself stuck, living out the same experiences and struggles, often without understanding why. At its core, the loop thrives on limitation. It keeps you focused on what you can't do, what's missing, or what's too risky to pursue. It creates a mental framework where fear, doubt, and scarcity dominate, leaving little room for creativity or belief in your own power. This isn't accidental. It's the natural result of repeating the same thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Over time, these patterns become so ingrained that they feel like reality itself, making it harder to see a way out. The loop doesn't just impact your mindset, it also drains your energy. When you're caught in this cycle, your vibration becomes stuck in lower frequencies: fear, frustration, and hopelessness. These emotions reinforce the same limiting experiences, creating a feedback loop that feels almost impossible to escape. It's as though your energy becomes a magnet for more of the same, pulling you further into the cycle. What's most insidious about the loop is how subtle it can be. You might not even recognize you're in it because it feels so familiar. You wake up, go through your routines, face the same frustrations, and tell yourself the same stories about why things aren't changing. The loop thrives on this repetition, keeping you focused on surviving rather than thriving, reacting rather than creating. The loop isn't permanent. It's not who you are. It's just a program that has been running unchecked. And the moment you begin to question it, you create space for something new to emerge. In the next segment, we'll explore where this programming comes from and how external influences keep the loop running. Because while it might feel personal, the loop is anything but. It's a construct designed to keep you small. The loop isn't something that exists in isolation. It's reinforced by the systems and structures we interact with every day: education, media, cultural expectations, and societal norms. These external influences shape our beliefs, dictate what we perceive as possible, and subtly keep us stuck in a cycle of limitation. While these systems may appear neutral, they often work to discourage individuality, self-trust, and the belief in your power to create your reality. Instead, they promote conformity, fear, and dependence on external validation. Let's start with education. From an early age, most education systems prioritize compliance over creativity. You're taught to follow rules, absorb information, and fit into a predefined structure. The focus is rarely on individuality or self-discovery. It's on achieving standardized goals that often ignore unique talents, passions, or ways of thinking. While discipline and structure have their place, this approach conditions you to seek approval from authority figures and fear failure, making you less likely to take risks or trust your intuition. Over time, this creates a mindset where stepping outside the norm feels dangerous and staying within the lines feels safe. The media takes this programming even further. Every day, you're bombarded with messages designed to trigger fear, comparison, and inadequacy. News outlets thrive on negativity, amplifying stories of conflict, scarcity, and crisis, which keeps people in a state of low vibration, worried, reactive, and disconnected from their inner power. At the same time, social media and advertising reinforce impossible standards, creating a constant sense of not enough. You're encouraged to compare yourself to curated versions of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and the belief that your worth is tied to external achievements, appearances, or possessions. Cultural expectations also play a significant role in maintaining the loop. Many societies celebrate conformity over individuality. There's pressure to follow a traditional path, get a secure job, fit into certain roles, and avoid risks. Ambition and creativity are often dismissed as impractical or unrealistic, leaving little room for self-expression or personal growth. This cultural conditioning discourages people from questioning the status quo or pursuing unconventional dreams. Instead, it pushes them to seek validation through socially accepted milestones, reinforcing the belief that success is something external, not something you define for yourself. Social norms further discourage self-trust, creating dependence on external validation. From an early age, many people are taught to prioritize the opinions and expectations of others over their own intuition and desires. This makes it difficult to listen to your inner guidance or take actions that go against the grain. You're conditioned to believe that your value lies in how well you meet societal expectations, rather than in your inherent worth as a creator of your own reality. This dependence on external validation traps you in a reactive state, constantly seeking approval instead of trusting your instincts. All of this programming creates a societal loop that thrives on fear and distraction. By keeping people focused on external problems, scarcity, and comparison, it ensures they remain disconnected from their power. When you're constantly bombarded with messages of fear, whether it's about financial instability, social unrest, or personal inadequacy, it's hard to find the clarity and confidence to question the system. Distraction compounds the issue. Endless streams of information, notifications, and entertainment keep your attention scattered, leaving little room for introspection or intentional living. What's most important to understand is that this programming isn't accidental. Systems that benefit from conformity and fear have little interest in empowering individuals to question or break free from the loop. Keeping people focused on survival, external validation, and the approval of others ensures that the cycle continues, generation after generation. But recognizing these influences is the first step to breaking free. When you see how education, media, and cultural norms shape your beliefs, you begin to reclaim your power. You start to question the narratives you've absorbed and replace them with beliefs that align with your true self. By tuning out negativity, cultivating self-trust, and embracing individuality, you can disrupt the societal loop and step into your full creative potential. The loop may be reinforced by society, but it's not unbreakable. Once you recognize how these systems operate, you can start to dismantle the limiting beliefs they've instilled. In the next segment, we'll explore how to identify where the loop shows up in your own life and take steps to free yourself from its grip. The loop's most profound impact lies in how it shapes your energy and beliefs, creating a disconnect between you and your creative potential. Even if you recognize the external systems reinforcing the loop, its influence on your internal world is what keeps you trapped. The longer you're exposed to limiting beliefs and negativity, the more your energy aligns with these lower frequencies, making it harder to step into a state of creation. Energy is the foundation of creation. It's what drives your ability to attract opportunities, align with your desires, and take inspired action. But when you're caught in the loop, your energy becomes heavy and stagnant, weighed down by fear, doubt, and scarcity. These emotions act like anchors, keeping you stuck in the same patterns and preventing you from moving forward. Instead of operating from a place of empowerment, you find yourself reacting to life, reinforcing the same outcomes over and over again. The loop also impacts your beliefs, which are the lens through which you see the world. Over time, repeated exposure to limiting narratives erodes your confidence in your ability to create change. You might start to believe that life is something that happens to you, not something you can shape. These beliefs don't just influence your mindset, they create a self-fulfilling cycle where you expect limitations, and those expectations become your reality. One of the most insidious effects of the loop is how it conditions you to accept less than what you truly desire. By keeping your energy focused on lack and fear, the loop convinces you to settle for what feels safe or realistic. You stop dreaming big or taking risks because the programming has taught you that failure is inevitable or that your dreams are out of reach. Over time, this programming becomes so deeply ingrained that it feels like truth, even though it's anything but. This misalignment between your energy, beliefs, and desires creates a block to manifestation. Manifestation requires clarity, confidence, and a sense of alignment between what you want and how you feel. But when your energy is rooted in doubt or fear, it sends mixed signals to the universe. You may want abundance, but if your beliefs are centered on scarcity, your energy will reflect that contradiction, creating resistance instead of flow. Perhaps the most damaging effect of the loop is how it separates you from your innate creative power. At your core, you are a creator. You're meant to live in alignment with your desires, to bring your visions to life. But the loop obscures this truth, making you forget your own potential. It distracts you with negativity, keeping your focus on external circumstances instead of your inner ability to shift those circumstances. Over time, this disconnection can feel like a loss of identity, as though the part of you that dreams, creates, and manifests has been silenced. Breaking free from this influence starts with awareness, not just of the loop itself, but of how it feels to live under its weight. Pay attention to the moments when your energy feels drained, when your beliefs about what's possible seem small, or when you find yourself settling for less than you deserve. These are signs that the loop is active, and they're also opportunities to shift. The effect of the loop may feel overwhelming, but it's not irreversible. The same patterns that keep you stuck can be rewired to move you forward. By reclaiming your energy and aligning your beliefs with your desires, you reconnect with the part of you that knows how to create. And that's when the loop begins to dissolve, leaving space for the life you've always known was possible. So how do you get yourself out of this situation? Breaking free from the loop begins with a simple but powerful realization. The beliefs, fears, and limitations that have kept you stuck are not your own. They are the result of programming, patterns absorbed from society, culture, and external influences. These beliefs feel real because they've been repeated so often, but they're not permanent. The first step to escaping the loop is to become aware of its presence and question the validity of what it's telling you. Awareness is the key to unlocking the door. Start by noticing where the loop shows up in your life. Are there recurring patterns in your relationships, career, or mindset? Do you find yourself defaulting to fear, doubt, or the belief that your dreams are unrealistic? These moments of repetition are not coincidences. They are signs that the loop is active. By recognizing them, you create space for a new perspective. Instead of blindly accepting these patterns, ask yourself, whose voice is this? Is this truly my belief, or is it something I've been taught to accept? This level of awareness disrupts the cycle, allowing you to step back and see the loop for what it is, a program, not your truth. Once you've recognized the loop, the next step is to reclaim your power. This means shifting from reactive living, where you let external circumstances dictate your energy and decisions, to intentional living. Intentional living is about consciously choosing the beliefs that serve you. If a belief doesn't align with your desires or empower you, it's time to let it go. Replace limiting narratives like "I'm not good enough" or "success is for other people" with empowering truths. "I am capable of creating the life I want," or "abundance is my natural state." The more you align with these empowering beliefs, the more you begin to rewrite your inner programming. Focusing on your vision is another vital part of breaking free. The loop thrives on negativity and distraction, keeping you stuck in fear-based thinking. To escape it, you must redirect your energy toward what you want to create. Immerse yourself in the energy of your desires. Visualize what your life looks and feels like when you're fully aligned with your dreams. When you focus on what's possible instead of what's holding you back, you start to raise your vibration and align with a higher reality. Another powerful way to break free is to surround yourself with empowering influences. The environments, people, and media you engage with every day have a profound impact on your energy and mindset. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, criticism, or fear-based messaging, it reinforces the loop. Instead, choose influences that lift you up. Spend time with people who inspire and encourage you. Engage with content that expands your sense of possibility rather than shrinking it. Curating your environment in this way creates fertile ground for new beliefs to take root and grow. The moment you start to question the programming and reclaim your power, the loop begins to weaken. You start to see opportunities where there were once obstacles, confidence where there was once doubt, and freedom where there was once limitation. The more you align with your true self, the more the loop dissolves, leaving you free to create a reality that reflects your highest potential. The loop may have shaped your past, but it doesn't have to define your future. By becoming aware, reclaiming your power, focusing on your vision, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences, you can step out of the cycle and into a life of purpose, creation, and freedom. The choice is yours. Stay in the loop or break free and embrace your full potential. So let's bring everything together. The loop may have shaped your past, but it does not define your future. You are not your programming. You are a powerful creator, capable of breaking free from any cycle that limits you. The beliefs and patterns that once kept you stuck are not permanent. They're not who you are. They're simply the result of years of conditioning, and the moment you recognize them, you begin to reclaim your power. Recognizing the loop is the first and most important step toward escaping it. Awareness shines a light on the programming that has operated in the shadows for so long, allowing you to see it for what it truly is, a construct, not reality. When you see the loop clearly, you can begin to dismantle it, piece by piece. You start to question the beliefs you've inherited and replace them with ones that align with your vision of who you want to become. The path to freedom begins within. It starts by rewriting the stories you've been told about what's possible for you. You are not here to settle or conform to someone else's idea of success. You are here to create, to dream, and to live a life that feels expansive and true to who you are. Aligning with your true desires isn't just an act of rebellion against the loop. It's an act of self-love. It's a declaration that you deserve to live fully, unapologetically, and authentically. As you step into your power, the loop begins to dissolve. The fear and doubt that once held you back lose their grip. You begin to see the world differently, noticing opportunities where there were once obstacles, and potential where there was once limitation. The energy you carry becomes magnetic, drawing in experiences, people, and possibilities that align with your highest self. This is the moment to take back your power. Break the cycle. Step outside the narrative you've been given and write your own story. You don't have to wait for permission, approval, or the perfect timing. The life you want is waiting for you, not years or decades from now, but today, in this moment. It's yours to create when you decide to let go of the loop and embrace your role as the creator of your reality. The journey won't always feel easy, but it will always be worth it. Every step you take away from the programming of the past and toward the truth of who you are brings you closer to the life you've always deserved. A life that feels aligned, abundant, and uniquely yours. So, ask yourself, what am I ready to create? What am I ready to let go of? The power to answer these questions and to live their answers is already within you. The loop doesn't define you. It's time to break free and step into the extraordinary potential that has always been waiting for you.